Welcome back to Armitage Candle Company. My name is Kevin and I want to walk you through some of the latest updates that we've put out in MoonLite, which is a tool for candle makers who want to automate and manage all the aspects of the production part of their workshop. This is all the candle math, all the batch sizing, all the tracking, all the ID numbers, all of that handled right in MoonLite. First thing I want to show you is that we now have a settings menu that allows you to set your currency. Now this will impact your cost of goods sold calculations, estimations, whatever you want to call that, for batches. It won't impact anything else within the app because there's nothing else that uses currency. There's a dollar, euro, British pound. I'm a dollar guy because, Minnesota in America, so that's my jam, but I'll leave it there. The next thing I want to show you is a little bit of where that comes into play. In the inventory, up until now, you had to track your wax in terms of pounds, and not everyone's buying their wax in terms of pounds. Some people are buying them in kilograms. So if you go to Candle Shack, you're gonna buy your wax in kilograms. Probably not with the US dollar, but with, let's just change it for now, with a British pound, with the British pound. So when you create or edit or update anything in your inventory for wax, you now have the option in the units to change from pounds to kilograms. You'll still have to do your calculation to figure out how much your unit cost is. So how much did you pay for it and how much did you get? Take how much you paid divided by how much you got, and that's your unit price. Put that here, so we have 478 Great British Pounds for this Ecosystem RCX wax. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna change it back to the US dollar, and that is a global setting. So like now it's back to dollars, it's for everything. We're just gonna assume that you're consistent with the amount that you're using. The next thing I wanna show you are some improvements we made to the batches. So if you go into one of your batches here, we've now added a history of that batch so you can see how long were we taking from one stage to another. And this is the first step in a set of updates we're going to roll out to help with analytics around your workshop. How fast are we turning things around? How well can we predict what's coming down the pipeline? So if I take this batch here, which is new as of a few minutes ago, and I say, hey, now we're pouring this thing, we're going to get another item in the timeline here that we can reference and see. How long or where it's at with everything. As we add things, we'll be able to see more clearly how long things are taking. Okay, the next really cool update, I'm super fired up about this, is if you set your stage to curing, you can add a notification now for cure timers, which makes it a lot easier to track where everything is at and how long you have to track when things are curing. So this timer is based on the cure time start, which I just changed this batch to curing, so it'll be 14 days from now. But if you put the timer on, if you forgot to put the timer on and you've already cured for a few days, it'll retroactively apply that. If you need to, you can set a custom time to use for the cure length as well. So I'll set that notification and I will get an email 14 days into this batch's curing. The next thing I want to show you is the production notes. Now this is a super cool initial draft of where we're going with MoonLite and how it handles production side. If I create new production notes, it'll put out my defaults. My defaults involve these pour temperatures, fragrance oil, room temps, cure time, heat source, thermometer, preheated jars. This helps me track my notes for this batch. So I can do some quality control with all the candles that come out of it. I can go back and say, hey, that stuff worked really well. If there are notes associated with your recipe for this batch, they will also appear on this page. And you can also generate these notes from a previous batch. So if you find something that you like, you can generate that. You also have the ability, as always, as before, to add notes to a specific batch for tracking anything extra that you feel like you need to. But if you want to go into any of the candles that came from this batch, you just go to the overview page and find the candles on the bottom right. Anyways, those are the main updates. Just a quick hit of some improvements that we're making on the app. Let me know if you have any ideas below. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week and make beautiful candles. And I'll see you in the next one.